Welcome everyone to episode 11 of the War Room, and we've got some really cool footage to go over today, and it's a nice tie-in to everything that we're going to go into, right? So all the amazing environmental fighting, as well as the advantage of using different types of units and skill damage. So stay tuned for today's episode. Hello, so yes, we're going to be going over everything that you're going to need to know about combat again. And today we're looking in server 45 right now, or 49 in Division 14. And we're looking at this amazing fight. And the cool thing is the way this map is laid out. Because if we zoom out here and we use the live draw, we can go into the terrain, right? So as you can see, this line here is the major terrain, right? But because of the flag positioning, it allows them to go across here and actually touch the enemy flag, right? Why is this important? A lot of you players might be asking, and a lot of veterans know as long as a flag is touching another enemy zone, you're going to be able to either attack or destroy it, right? So as you can see, the Alliance Tower here by NTI are being upgraded to try and stop any teleportations from happening. But because of this positioning, it allows the ability of flying units now to basically fly over this ridge and cause a little bit of an issue, right? This is why you're seeing right now NTI using more mage marches, because mage marches have the highest range, right? And because these guys have the highest range, they have the highest potential chance to stop any of these flying attackers and flying harassers from targeting and killing down any of this builder crew, right? A really important bit of information there. A really cool tactic you see here, but they're doing it on their own zone, so it doesn't really affect it. But one thing I do want to take into consideration and showcase here is the position of all their troops. So if you notice, a really cool thing that you can do in this game, if you are paying attention and you're very active as an alliance and you're trying to gain an area advantage, what you can actually do is, if you look where all these X's are, they are nicely spread. And if you did this on your enemy's territory, as you can imagine, the more of these X's that are appearing here, and you can imagine if they were more going now into this zone, these marches are blocking other enemy players from teleporting in, right? So it's a very important aspect of the game that you can actually block using your troops here on a territorial that is your enemies. Obviously, it doesn't apply here just because we are looking at NTI's own territory, but I do want to just point that out because in the future we're going to do some more episodes and it's going to be showcased some really important, powerful, nice, types of blocking all done by different units. So let's go into a bit more of the episode. We're going to go into skill damage now and talking about how this area could be developed into a more terrifying objective. So, welcome back, and we're going to talk about the battlefield and how skill damage here could be applied and be a massive factor, right? Because as you know, skill damage, especially for the T4 player, is the best way to gain merits. So that's why a lot of players do advise using mages, because mage do a massive amount of AoE splash damage that allows you to grant more merits. So when we look at the battlefield again, I'm going to draw some nice lines on here, and this is going to obviously allow us to break down the map again a little bit easier, because I think it's very important just to have these lines in. Because right now, if we look into the zones, we do have the NTI keep, and this is the NTI keep right here on this little blue circle. We'll keep a nice little blue line so we can have it not as crazy. But the Owl Alliance's keep is here. So as you can imagine, right now, this opening right here is supposed to be the only entrance in and out, right? So if you're going to try and cause a fight, any ground troop from Owl must obviously walk up into the road and then eventually enter this dead zone. And this is where AoE and skill damage, as you guys know, is a massive factor, because the way the NT guys have obviously tried to stop them from doing any sort of pushing is obviously having that keep there. And that keep's range, if you just increase it, is going to be covering around there. It's a decent, a big range of this keep. So what it allows you to do then is obviously punish players that are pushing in. But as you can notice, there's loads of these barricades, and barricades is the meta, guys. I don't know if you know this or you've been sleeping under a rock, but barricades is brutal. Fighting in barricades and having that such an insane march speed slow basically is going into your advantage. Again, allows you, if for example the owl guys do fight, they're going to push into this barricade range, and by pushing into this barricade range, you're going to put the slow on them, allowing any NT murder balls like the guys, you know, located up here, or any of the players located here, for example, or even located here, for example, they can all consolidate and focus fire on this one zone. And as you've seen so far from all of the episodes in the War Room series right now, we've been able to showcase the punishing factor of that AoE. So it's a really cool bit of tactics here, and it showcases why you need to use flying units, and having flying units and units that are able to take advantage and punish the enemy is a very interesting tactic that you can bring to the game. So I hope you've enjoyed so far today's episode of the War Room. Hopefully we're going to get some gameplay footage following up after all of this Fury gameplay. Welcome back. So here is just some very small skirmish, and you can see why from the earlier footage and Fury crafting why this area is so brutal, right? You can see the mages being used here, and they're almost playing, and this is where positioning is key, right? They're creating their own personal line here. So the Owl members are basically walking up. As long as they get to this line, they're going to be able to hit these guys basically in this region. And if they're in that region, that's fine. But if they go any further, you've noticed these guys always go backwards. They don't enter this box, because this box will get you killed. So that's why you're seeing that type of gameplay right here. An Owl cavalry member swooping around really quickly and getting all the way, you know, out of here really quickly, which is really interesting to see how they was able to do that. But that's just a little bit of a showmanship and showcase of what could happen potentially if you are fighting in that zone. I know it was only a very small snippet, but it is just showcasing how powerful actually setting up objectives and having this like barricade structure all the way located here, and how we have got a barricade structure again located here is so darn powerful. And here we are, the trap has been laid. What we got to see or missed was Owl using the blink ability on this march here to blink in front almost of that maxim march. And then you can see why we were talking about this chokehold now finally, as another small skirmish breaks out on how this player here position can take advantage of it if you are not prepared. So you can see in the dead zone now, and it's a little bit of a, you know, I wouldn't say the cleanest of fights here, but at the same time, it showcases all the theory crafting what we've been talking about in today's War Room episode, which is skill damage, AoE, and the environment that they are currently fighting in. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode of the War Room. I know it's a nice one compared to our last episode, which was absolutely jam-packed with PvP, which I hope you have enjoyed so far. And we're going to continue doing this. This is the War Room. We're going to keep doing this all the time, covering all the different servers, all the, you know, different timings. You know, you could have season 1, 2, and potentially season 3 in the future, all different combats in, you know, getting evaluated. So I hope you guys been enjoying the series so far. I've been enjoying it. It's been a blast watching all the different servers having a fight and showcasing different tactics for you guys to learn and take advantage of in the open field. So with all that said, smash the like, comment and subscribe to the next episode, and then you'll get that notification so you know when we'll have it up. And more importantly, we do go live Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so keep a check out for all of those live streams for live questions and answers if you guys need any sort of advice. With all that said, I hope you've enjoyed it. So until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out everyone.